Georgia
Thank you for joining us this evening on our 8 o'clock digital update. We are live right now on all of our digital platforms. We are on our website as well as our news app, as well as Amazon Fire, Roku, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Thanks for joining us. We are going to run through a couple of today's top stories and then give you a little bit of a preview on what we have coming up the rest of the evening. We begin with a story out of Effingham County involving one of the prosecutors up there, actually. That prosecutor has been arrested and charged, indicted actually by a grand jury up there. The Springfield City Court prosecutor was indicted. Todd Pearson has been charged with violation of oath by a public official. The indictment claims he violated his oath by requesting sexual acts from a woman in exchange for reducing and dismissing her traffic tickets back in 2017. We are told there is a state agency prosecuting this case, and we have reached out to them. As soon as we get some more details about this case, we will pass that along to you and keep you updated in that case. Another case we are learning about tonight, an update on this. We have been talking about it for a while. The update just came into the WTOC 24-hour newsroom. A Savannah man has been sentenced to spend more than 15 years in federal prison for his part in a cross-country drug trafficking conspiracy. The guy's name is Keith Brigham. He's 44 years old. His nickname is Glock. He pleaded guilty to charges involving distributing hundreds of pounds of cocaine and marijuana. He does have 6 previous convictions in state court. However, this latest sentence is in federal court, and that means there is no parole. So he will be serving 15 years in federal prison. A record month for the Georgia ports here in Savannah. That booming industry means a lot for the community surrounding the Georgia ports. Our Crystal Howard spent the day in Garden City, which is just one of the many communities impacted by the Georgia Ports Authority. She has our story from there.
Georgia Ports Authority is reaching record highs each month with how much cargo they are moving. They are also reaching record highs month to month.
The ports brings a lot of business, brings a lot of tax money to Garden City.
This is also bringing more jobs for Savannah and jobs for the transportation industry.
We're receiving more building permits for warehouses and more businesses. So we're having more container yards, we're having more storage warehouses. So we have a number of big warehouses that could be coming up very soon.
But while business is booming, people who live in the Garden City area say the transportation of these goods coming and going from the ports is tearing up their roads and causing traffic nightmares.
But help is on the way with the Mega Rail project. And both of the railroads that come through Garden City have been very respectful of our residents.
And within the next 2 years, the new railroad should alleviate these problems with people who live in Garden City. But within the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, everything's looking up for Garden City. In the next 5 years, Garden City is going to change completely.
The mayor says the biggest negative with this growing industry for the residents is the road closings there, and if you've ever been to Garden City, also the trains that force some road closures there in the area. But by 2020, that is expected to not be a problem anymore because of the big mega rail expansion and some of the projects underway at the Georgia ports. Speaking of projects, this is one we've been following for several years now, and it involves the deepening of the Savannah ports, Savannah River Channel, rather, not the Savannah ports. A big project, though, for the ports. It is the Shep expansion. That project is moving right along rather nicely. The project is about halfway done right now. It's a combination of state and federal dollars that are working on that project, as well as a little bit of help from the Ports Authority. Once this is completed, it will clear the way for much bigger ships. The world's largest ships right now, around 22,000 containers, they will be able to go into the Savannah River. The depth doesn't allow them to come, but they have finished off a couple of more projects worldwide that allow those bigger ships to come through. So this project will help with that as well. The deepening started back in 2015, and it should wrap up sometime in the early part of the next decade. So a big project there, and something Ports Authorities people are looking forward to as well. So could mean a lot. People here in Georgia are very excited about that. Thank you for joining us. Looking through some of these comments, it looks like most people just saying hello, so thank you for joining us. We say hello as well. Don't forget, you can join us back here at 9 o'clock for a weather update from Dave Turley. He's got a little bit of wet weather in the forecast, but a beautiful weekend forecast. A little bit chilly, but it's sunny, and that's the big thing. Harley Strickland, I believe, Harley, will be back for our digital newscast at 10 o'clock, and then I'll see you on The News tonight at 11. Have a great night.